Here are the five for the Clippers. Blake Griffin down low and DeAndre Jordan. CP3 at point with Redick there at the backcourt. And it's Barnes in at the 3 slot. Caldwell Pope kicks to Jennings. Pass to Caldwell Pope. It's Jennings with the drive. The dish to Monroe. 4 on the shot clock. Smith for 3. Puts up the baby hook. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
Boy, he crashed the boards with purpose right there. Well-deserved second chance points for him.
First personal foul, teams first.
Well, the Pistons' acquisition of Josh Smith last season put Greg Monroe in a tight spot. Both players, natural power forwards, neither one of them floor spacers, so it really was not a good fit, and that showed in the Pistons' record.
And despite playing in one of the league's most dysfunctional offenses, Greg Monroe remained effective as a scorer, I thought, last season.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. A slight downtick in his numbers, but not surprising given the circumstances you just highlighted. This guy's got a nice mid-range game and does a good job on the offensive glass, too.
J.J. Redick, acquired by the Clippers going into last season. A great fit, but injuries really held him back. First, surgery to repair ligaments in his wrist, then a bulged disc in his lower back. Ended up playing just 35 games in the regular season.
And Redick, were it not for the injuries, was on pace, Clark, for the best season of his 8-year NBA career.
Kevin would have been a career high in points per game. Great efficiency for Redick as well. He flourished playing alongside former ACC rival CP3, Chris Paul.
You would think that a team like the Pistons, Clark, who struggled as they did, would have trouble with teams out west, but they really held their own.
You know, that was surprising. They weren't exactly taking the conference by storm, but they definitely were able to knock off a few of the powerhouses out there.
And both free throws good for Redick.
And to go back to what you said with the Pistons, they had a bad record against the West, but a lot of those games were close.
Pass to Caldwell Pope. Smith against Barnes. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net. We've played just over a minute here in the first.
For a team like the Pistons that wasn't going to make a lot of noise last year in terms of competing, I think it's a good sign that they did have some tough games against some of the Western Conference opponents where they did compete at a playoff-type level.
Here's Caldwell Pope, defended by Paul. Jennings with the ball. Feeds it to Smith. Fader on the way. Smith missing again.
He worked himself into a really good position there, right near the basket. That's the look he wanted.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Paul kicks to Redick. Picked by Griffin. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nobody near Barnes. Drills the three-pointer. Barnes has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Griffin created the space for that shot.
Up top, Jennings. Defended by Paul. Baseline try. Again, the miss by Smith.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
Here's Barnes. The rebound by Caldwell Pope. Pistons have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Passes it to Jennings. Trying to find Smith. He's got it now. Again, the miss by Smith.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And Griffin with the score. The assist by Barnes. Griffin's got his first basket.
Yeah, he put himself in great position to finish that break off, guys.
Yep, right to the rack.
Pistons trailed by 3. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Kicks it out to Jennings. Drummond in the post. He's against Jordan. Smith for 3. And yes, sir, that one drops. Smith's got 5. Here's Paul. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Doc Rivers.
We discussed their game plan defensively, and he mentioned that controlling Greg Monroe will be crucial. He said Monroe is a guy who can score inside, rebounds well, and his passing really sets him apart. Their offense runs best when it goes through his hands, so pressuring him and staying vigilant is essential for us. Guys, can they slow him down?
Thanks again, Doris. And he gets it to go. And it's 7 points for Josh Smith.
That's where you like to get shots, inside and close to the hoop.
Paul against Jennings. Paul kicks to Barnes. No good with the triple. The Pistons leading. Right side, Jennings. And there's the pass to Monroe. Caldwell Pope kicks to Jennings. From 18 feet away, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim. LA's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Redick passes to Paul. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. Lets it go from deep. Here's Jordan. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Boy, what a great job making good on the second opportunity. He stayed with that play from start to finish.
You know, there had been talk of the Clippers trading DeAndre Jordan for Kevin Garnett 2 summers ago. The Clippers have to be happy they didn't make that trade. Sometimes the best trades are the ones that aren't made. KG's still getting it done, but Jordan is going to be their center for a long time.
And Jordan last season, second in the league in total blocks, becoming more vocal defensively, and I thought improved his positioning and recognition as well.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. That shot wide open.
You know, he's got a quick trigger from that range when he senses that the defense has backed off.
The Clippers trail. And Jordan wears the number 6 in honor to his idol, a good one, Bill Russell.
And, you know, Doc Rivers caught some flack last season for pointing to similarities between their games. Even Jordan says that's a stretch. I think Rivers was just highlighting that Jordan could be truly great as primarily a defensive player, wanting him to really focus on being an elite defensive player.
Here's Smith following the basket by Blake Griffin. Jennings kicks to Caldwell Pope. Off target from outside.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass.
The Pistons have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Smith. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got 4 rebounds in this game. Paul dishes to Redick. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Josh Smith.
Second foul of the first quarter. They're probably going to have to sit him down here to try to avoid number 3.
Butler, he's checked in for Smith. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. And the Clippers have possession. Now here's Redick. Clock at 6. Here's Paul. Cans the 12-footer. Here is Jennings. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
Yeah, me too, Clark. I think anytime you have success pounding the ball inside, you got to continue to go to the well. Andre Drummond, still just 21 years of age, the first one-and-done player in UConn's storied basketball history. And the Pistons staff say he's a sponge. Whether it's breaking down video with assistants or honing his skills, he is really a hard worker.
And Drummond came in as the youngest player in the league, Clark. Certainly pretty raw skill-wise.
Yeah, but you could see the potential. And the biggest thing there, Kevin, was that he had a willingness to work. He came in early his rookie year to train, and last season he leaned on the new rookies to do the same thing, showing some leadership.
Here's Jennings, following the basket by Blake Griffin. Jennings passes to Caldwell Pope. Drummond a screen. Caldwell Pope kicks to Drummond. Three-pointer, Butler, and he gets it to go. Butler's got himself on the board with 3 there.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Griffin sets the screen for Paul. Redick is in the corner. Ball against Monroe. Now here's Redick. He's tightly guarded. 4 on the shot clock.
Continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
Now here's Jennings. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Dishes it to Drummond. The jump hook, almost, but it rolls out.
And already we've got a very lopsided edge on the boards for them.
Yep, +5 in rebounds. That didn't take long.
Paul goes in. Barnes dishes to Jordan. To the inside. Now Griffin inside. Kicks it to Barnes. Paul outside. Shot is blocked. Detroit's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Jennings passes to Butler. It's back to Jennings. Shoots from 12. Second shot opportunity, and that one's good. Drummond. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Give and take, back and forth, the whole way thus far.
Yeah, 6 lead changes already, and as Rasheed Wallace once said, both teams playing hard, my man.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Clippers started out as a good team last year, but they never seemed to be content with what they had. They added vet after vet as the season progressed and really made some nice additions.
A different look here for Detroit. Urebko's checked in for Andre Drummond. Jody Meeks comes in for Caldwell Pope. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Brandon Jennings. The feed to Dudley. It's Crawford on the wing. Here's Hawes. Misses off the left iron. The Pistons leading. Augustine with it, and Crawford picks him up defensively. Monroe with a screen on Crawford. Butler from outside. Rebound by the Clippers. And the Clippers' depth was a big help for him in the first round as the bench provided, I thought, Clark, a good punch for him against the Golden State Warriors.
You know, that's true, but they just didn't have enough in the tank to get by the Thunder in that second round of the playoffs and what was really, I thought, an entertaining back-and-forth series.
Farmar with the bucket.
Another lead change. How many of these are we going to have?
I don't know, Steve, but the momentum of this game has certainly swung like a pendulum.
Here's Monroe. The baseline jumper goes down. And the Pistons lead by 1. Clark and Steve, 8 lead changes now, and we're still just in the first half.
You know, both teams showing a lot of resilience, I think. Coming back and coming back, back and forth, back and forth.
Reminds me of the song.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've seen a game with so many lead changes this early on.
Here's Farmar after the made shot from Greg Monroe. Shot clock at 6. Crawford with the ball. He's against Urebko, and he gets it to go.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
Now here is Augustine. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Monroe down low, guarded by Hawes. Monroe's shot is good. There's 48 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Davis with a screen on Augustine. Farmar kicks to Davis. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Glenn Davis suffered that broken bone to his foot towards the end of the 2013 season, and that motivated him to slim down. He got down to the lightest weight he'd been since 8th grade, believe it or not, and still one of the strongest players in the league.
And one of the things that's amazing with Big Baby Davis is how quick on his feet he is for his size. I mean, this guy's, 260, 65 pounds. He's great at covering pick and rolls. He slides in to take charges, and with his strength, you're not going to back him down on the block. Forget about that.
And he makes both free throws. And you take a look at Big Baby, no question a good defender, Steve. Offensively, he can struggle, though, to finish over length.
Well, he's skilled. He's a good passer, and he can shoot from mid-range, but he's a below-the-rim type player, so he has to figure out how to use his body to get to the rim.
Now here is Augustine. Screen by Monroe. Shot clock at 5. Now here is Augustine. He's guarded closely. Cannot hit. Monroe against Crawford. Crawford left side. He nailed the buzzer beater!
Right between us. What a tremendous play with the pressure at its absolute highest.
Phenomenal.
I'll tell you what, some players just live for the big moments, guys. Clearly, he is one of them.
And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, Clark and Steve, what have they been doing or not doing?
And a good start for this club. I like the way they played together, really moved the ball and did a nice job offensively.
Yeah, excellent ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard, too.
Here's Augustine looking for his first basket still in this one. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for the Pistons, Jody Meeks out there with DJ Augustine. Then it's Martin. Then there's Jerebko. And it's Smith in at the power forward position. Here's Farmar. Davis sets a screen. Farmar kicks to Crawford. 6 to shoot. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, Jamal Crawford has proven that no matter what role he plays, just call him buckets. He can flat out put the ball in the basket. You got to give him a lot of credit, though. He does change his game quite a bit depending on if he's coming off the bench or starting. I think that speaks to his IQ.
And that one falls for Jamal Crawford.
And as you said with Jamal, a lot of players were a sub, but he does it so smoothly in such short time. It really adds a lot of utility to this team.
And so Jamal Crawford nails both of them.
Well, Crawford described it perfectly, Clark, when he said as a sixth man you have to come in and force yourself into the game. As a starter, the pressure isn't there as much as you can go with the flow.
Yeah, players like him can often do one or the other. Come in firing off the bench or let the game come to you, but rarely can they assess what the team needs like Crawford does and adjust on the fly so smoothly.
And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession.
4 seconds on the shot clock.
Clock at 4. Here's Smith. Here's Jerebko. The shot misses. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
This game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding is one thing that they've been able to dominate.
Yeah, they've chased down that pumpkin often.
Pistons trail by 5. Here's Meeks. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Smith with a screen on Crawford. Out to Smith. He feeds it to Meeks. Lets it fly. And that misses everything. Clippers leading by 5. Now Farmar. That drops. Farmar's got his second bucket of the game to go. The Pistons have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. The dish to Martin. Smith kicks to Jerebko. Pass to Augustine. Pistons passing it around. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
These guys know each other well, clearly, because that was a beautiful pass.
Glenn Davis. First personal foul, teams first.
For the Pistons, Andre Drummond's checked in for Jody Meeks. And it's Bynum in for Augustine. So for the Clippers, and a chance to catch up on some numbers here, the scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
And the points they're getting in the lane will really help them open up the floor.
Something else they've made the most of are those opportunities at the foul line. I mean, they've scored a lot of their points so far from there.
There are a number of factors that you could point to, but one of them was they weren't able to stretch the floor because they lacked perimeter shooting.
Pistons really did struggle shooting the ball from deep at home. Only 17 home wins for them because they just couldn't stretch teams out.
And he knocks down the first one. It's one thing if you don't make a lot of threes because you don't take them. But for the Detroit Pistons, they took a fair amount and still Clark couldn't hit them.
Well, that equates to poor shooting, basically. I mean, the volume is there, the quality is not. So now they want to win more than 17 games at home this year, they've got to make more threes. It's as simple as that.
Both good from the line that time.
Shooting 100% in the quarter. They've made them all, taking full advantage at the line.
Well, it's a nice job of really making the most of their opportunities.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Clippers leading by 4. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, there is no question that Chris Paul has been the leader wherever he's gone. He demands a lot from his teammates, but they respect his passion. Paul has no time for anyone who feels they don't need to work. He doesn't like guys who take things for granted. Certainly not someone to rest on his laurels, gentlemen.
Holding everyone accountable, Doris. Thanks. Martin wide open. He fires. That's good, and it's Bynum with the assist.
How about that? They respond to a three-pointer with a quick three of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Great back-and-forth sequence right there.
Now here's Paul. He kicks to Redick. Griffin a screen on Martin. Redick dishes to Griffin. Into Jordan. Feeds to Redick. Shot clock at 5. Another one falls for the Clippers. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Paul against Bynum. On the wing, Singler. Lays it up and banks it in.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
Griffin sets the screen for Paul. Redick is in the corner. Here's Jordan, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. And the Clippers lead by 6. Detroit's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Bynum kicks to Singler. Right wing. Here's Jerebko. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul.
And these are his second and third free throws tonight. That's good from Jerebko.
Clippers got a lot of road wins last year. Really, it was due to how explosive they could be coming out of the half.
The Pistons making a change here. Jennings is checked in. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Well, the Clippers, as you say, Clark, ended up with 23 road wins last year, in part because they played so well after the All-Star break.
Well, they'll make adjustments, and when you can explode for points like the Clippers can, you're never out of a game. And I like their blend of youth and veteran experience.
Seems like a
and
nice
talent.
balance. You're right. That's a good point.
They do have a good, healthy balance between those two.
Here's Drummond after the Clippers pick up 2. Kicks it out to Jennings. Connects from three-point range. Jennings has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Clippers leading by 3. And here is Paul out to the right wing. Griffin a screen on Bynum. Jordan sets the pick for Paul. Just 5 to shoot from about 19 feet. Here's Griffin. Jordan the pass to Barnes. That's good. Barnes has got 8 points.
You know, when the size advantage is that pronounced, I mean, that's exactly what you should do offensively in this situation. Take it strong to the middle.
Now here's Jennings. He dishes it to Drummond. Bynum drives in and stolen by Jordan. Paul with the ball. Pass to Reddick. Griffin a screen on Singler. Clock at 4. Puts it up from 12. Singler with the rebound. Pistons trailed by 5. Outside Jennings. Singler right side. Outside Jennings. Again, Jennings missing.
He operates pretty well in traffic, guys, but that was a tough play to finish off.
And there's Barnes. That's good on the assist from Reddick. Reddick's got 3 assists now in this one. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
There you go, fans. Your Pistons dancer. Make some noise, Detroit.
The Pistons have gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second, 5 of 10. Here's the screen. Jennings dishes to Jerebko. On the wing, Singler. Nice ball movement by Detroit. The drive by Jennings. 6 on the shot clock. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
And are they ever working inside? Good job on the glass.
Excellent job on the glass, Steve. I agree. I mean, they're battling in there. They're fighting, they're scrapping, they're clawing, and they're getting the job done.
Now, here's Reddick. Rebounded by the Pistons. Drummond's got his 4th rebound in this one. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
The pass to Bynum. Dishes it to Jerebko. Back to Bynum. Shot to stop the drought. Rejected by Griffin. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Jerebko. The Clippers have gone 7 of 13 from the field since the start of the second.
Blake Griffin
arguably the top posterizer in the game. Opponents don't like being embarrassed, and they'll take a hard foul on him if need be. Some have said that Griffin needs to retaliate for his own well-being. He's got to go back at some of those guys.
So for the Pistons, Monroe's checked in for Urebko. Butler comes in for Kyle Singler. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Will Bynum. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
During that break, Coach Rivers had some words for his team. He told his guys to make sure they keep the pace fast. To get out, he was just as passionate when he told them that they needed to put everything they have into their offensive rebounding. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
Always great to hear from you, Doris. And Griffin has said he thought about retaliating for the hard fouls, but he said, Steve, you know, it might be best for me, but getting suspended would be very bad for my team. He had his head on straight, obviously.
Well, yeah, credit him for, trying to keep his cool and not get caught up in the moment. But understand that, there's always a two-way street. He oftentimes initiates the contact, and he's such a physical player that he's always going to get caught up and tangled up with other players.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, Clark, just piling up points in the paint.
Now here's Redick. 8 points for him. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Paul from deep. And again, Los Angeles with the triple. Now here's Jennings. Kicks to Drummond. Puts up the baby hook. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. 8 points here for Drummond. Clippers leading by 6. And it's Paul penetrating, and it's sent back by Drummond. And it's out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Spencer Hawes is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Davis comes in for Blake Griffin. Jared Dudley's checked in for Matt Barnes. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. Paul kicks to Crawford. And another 3 for the Clippers.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
Now here's Jennings. The feed to Monroe. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Shot clock at 6. Jennings against Paul. Jennings can't get it to go.
Oh, they're now +5 in the rebound category, really controlling the glass.
And rebounding is one of those non-glamour stats. I mean, it takes work and effort and tenacity and physicality. But when you look at the scoreboard, you can see the correlation.
Now here's Paul, following the miss by Jennings. Releases. Paul missing again.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Jennings passes to Butler. From outside the arc, Jennings with another miss.
And this has not been a quarter for him to remember.
Yeah, it sure hasn't, Steve. I mean, he's been doing his invisible man impersonation here, hasn't he?
Crawford drives in, cashes in for a double-digit lead. And now an 11-point Clipper lead.
It was a slow start for him, but he started to take off since we hit the second quarter, guys.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for the Pistons. Augustine comes in for Brandon Jennings. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Jordan Farmar, he's checked in for Chris Paul. Here's Augustine. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Pass to Monroe. Tries from 10. Here's Butler. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
Great perseverance on the offensive end. Offensive rebounds resulting in second chance opportunities.
And Steve, guys, I know it's simplistic, but sometimes it does simply boil down to who wants the orange more. I mean, who wants orange juice? Who wants fresh orange juice and is willing to go get the orange to make it happen?
34 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Meeks. We've got 22 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Clock at 6. Detroit needs to get off a shot here. Here's Augustine. That's good on the jump shot. And here we go with Jamal Crawford. 11 points in the game. He got it up. Can't get it to go. And so we conclude the first half. Clippers lead by 9. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Josh, what do you need to do in the second half as a team to come away with this win tonight?
First 5 minutes is going to be big for us. We got to go out with the same intensity and energy that we did in the second quarter. We have to withstand it for 2 more quarters and hopefully come out with a win.
Josh, thanks for the time. Good luck in the second half. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the third quarter of basketball.